Hello everyone, welcome, happy Sunday. Um, just wanted to go over this journal, still need to complete it, but I wanted to take a little detour today because I added this little snippet roll here on both sides, and now all I have is just this much left, and I want to go ahead and make some more of this type of snippet roll with this color because I've seemed to use this color quite often, and I love the look of how shabby this snippet roll is. In fact, I think I will call it the Everything Snippet Roll because it does have, just like the Everything Bagel, it's the Everything Snippet Roll. It has everything. It has paper, vintage lace, new paper, new lace, and such. So yeah, has everything. It's got beads, sequins, all part of that was all part of lace. I think the other yesterday or my last video I'd mentioned that this was from Esme Crafty Me shop, and I thought that maybe this beaded one was from a dress. This is actually two from Esme at Crafty Me shop. She has wonderful laces. You got to go check her out again on Facebook. And anyway, let's get started. Welcome. I'm Jennifer from Sun Dragon Paper and Lace, and we're going to work on the Everything Snippet Roll. So first thing that I like to do is find a good base, and see, I've got some of my scraps over here. These are scraps of vintage papers that I'll probably use, and then I've got fabric scraps over here. A lot of them are vintage. Here's some of that lace. Oh, perfect. This is that lace from Esme. Has beads and sequins and everything, and so I used some of that in this my Everything Snippet Roll, and I think I'm going to use some of this too. And I think I'm going to use this as a base. Is that long enough? It's pretty wide though. I wonder if I just, oh good. I mean, see, look at this, is so old that this just rips just so easily. Oops. Just so easily like that. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to take the scissors here because there's a seam right there. Okay. So let me take, I love these little buckets, these trash. I love vintage items, and instead of displaying them around the house, because I've got so much decor already, I've been using them, implementing in storing a lot of my crafts. And if you see my craft space, it has a lot of, I love metal and enamel. I just found this in an estate sale. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is a collector's item. I forgot, there's some kind of name to this and I don't know what it is, but anyway, right now it's just holding my baby wipes for now, but I'll probably put something prettier in there. Anyhow, let me, and look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? This was from a baby carriage, a baby crib. And it was all, a full baby it had the hood on there, you know, for the cover, and then had the skirt, and it was just gorgeous. It was gorgeous, and I got it for $5 of all. $5, can you believe that? Anyway, this is just so beautiful here. I don't, it seems like it's a shame to tear a lot of these laces up, but I mean, it's just gonna sit there and just rot anyway. So I don't feel too bad. Some people might think I am, you know, disrespecting the beautiful art and the craftsmanship of some of these laces. No, I love them, but what can I do with them just sitting there intact? I might as well utilize them and repurpose them and into something that I can create and use. So anyway, let's get started. And what I'm gonna do is, I think I trimmed this down to where it is pretty much even. And I'm not going to worry about ironing this because a lot of people would probably do that. But what I do is I'll just use a glue stick, and I'll probably start with paper and just random paper, and then slowly build up my layers with fabric and lace. So how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. What are you working on today? Are you making, are you crafting some things? It would be really nice to have some kind of a conversation going. Maybe like a topic of some sort that would have some comments, some commentary, and it'd just be fun to be able to interact that way. Which, by the way, this is a very cheap glue, and it's just temporary. So right now this glue is just there to put this stuff on and have it stick. And I want to find a kind of paper that is this color, because I've been using that color quite frequently these days. So I have this paper here, but I'm not the thing is I'm not exactly sure what this paper was, because it's both sides. So I don't know where, it might be packing paper. So, but which is probably, you know, something I don't have anymore. Let's put, this is kind of neat. It's kind of like, it matches that. So let's do this. So again, I'm not thinking about this very much, because if I put too much thought into it, it would take me forever, and I think it would look more forced, I guess you would call it. Just a forced, and not just artistic. So let me see, what else can I do for this everything paper? Everything snippet roll. Ooh, look at that. I've seen some makers do snippet rolls, and they make them nice and neat and pretty. A lot of times it would be just so hard for me to cut something like that, because it seems like it took a lot of time to make something like that. Look at how beautiful this rag paper is. Can you see it? I'm not sure. I think just that might be a little bit too wide right there. And let's go like that. Is trying to be a little more random. I need to find some things like this, some paper like that. Now I want to add a little bit of color. That would be so that it just kind of is like, you know, random, but not so far apart, but close enough to where when you do cut a piece, you get a piece. Does that make sense? Actually, I want to put this rugged edge on the outside. The fun part is when the lace comes in. It's all fun. All of it is fun. I love doing stuff like this. And then you get to use your scraps. So I guess you would call this like a scrap buster. See, I thought too much on that. Thought too much, way too much on that part. What other? Oh, let's put that aside because we'll use that. Let's see, what other bits of paper do I have that needs to be neutral? Because I don't want to put too much color in yet. Let's do this. I just kind of fold things along as I go. The more rugged edges there are, the easier it is for me. I like the tattered edge. And then the straight edges I put on the inside because that's where it's going to be the most covered. So yeah, I think there's also another way to kind of spread out your color is by just randomly putting pieces throughout. And then you can decide where everything else can go. Like, oops, like this. I'm gonna put this like this. And then there'll be some lace that goes underneath there. And I'm gonna make this go over here. And then, let's see. Oh, I got this paper. So this must have been, well, that's a different color though. I don't know. I don't know where I got that paper. All I can think of, it had to be packaging paper or something. Now, like the edges, some of them sticking out, so that doesn't matter to me. That's okay. going to add some. So this side is already all full. The spaces are full. I'm going to add a different type of paper here. Here's a little piece. Sometimes it's better not to use little pieces, otherwise it will take you forever. But whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm just playing by ear now, and I'm just looking at, looking through all my pieces and deciding, just, making sure that I'm not thinking too much. And again, this is going to be like definitely an everything, because there's fabric in here, there's fabric, paper, vintage paper, some new paper, coffee paper, there's going to be beads, sequins. Digital, this is a digital, I think this is one of Ruby and Pearl's fancy ledger. Which, by the way, when you print her fancy ledger kits, printed on coffee dyed paper, oh my goodness, it comes out just beautiful. Piece of map. I have a piece. Here we go. There's more paper somewhere. Oh, there's some numbers. Yeah, some of this ledger paper scraps are just beautiful. And I like to use paper that will match with just about any color. Oh, I gotta put my Asian writing in there. And swoop it any which way. Just this little bit now, almost there. And as you can see, I'm not not really caring about the placement of this too much. Do I want yellow? No. Let's see, something like this color. And that color. No, map. Okay, so as you can see, it really didn't take long to do this. And now we're going to go in and we're going to put lace on top. Oh, there's a whole spot right there. I think I'm going to do this like that. And where's... and do this like that. One more piece right here. Music looks good. And you can use whatever color thread to sew through once you're ready. I used, it looks like it was a variegated thread. Oh no, it looks like I used pink and a variegated blue type of a thread. And so came out kind of cool looking. Okay, next I want to use just plain fabric and not the lace yet. I want to use the lace on the top because lace is what's lace is just beautiful. And not that fabric isn't beautiful, but lace I think just really gives it a lot of dimension. So let me put this away. Let's put these papers away. I'm sorry. Okay, so I've got the fabric. I'll put this away. I've got the fabric here in my bucket. This is the lace. I'm going to put the lace aside. Lace aside. Okay, this is my pail full of some of my vintage scraps, right? No, it's not. This is my lace scraps. What did I do with my, oh my goodness. What did I do with, I thought I had some out, but maybe I didn't. I'm gonna have to look and search for some fabric. Okay, well, hang on, I will be right back. Okay, you guys still there? Hopefully I didn't lose you all, but I found some of my scraps here in a neutral color or the same color that I want the snippet roll to have bits of color, and that's the color that we have. And then look what I found. I found these little yo-yos. Aren't they cute? They'd be cute spread out through there, throughout that. Oh, here's another one. Okay, got 4 of them. That'd be cute throughout the roll. And I love polka dots. Oh my gosh. I am so infatuated with polka dots. And they're so much fun, and I just love them. I don't know what it is. I think, you know, if I think about it, do you remember the movie Pretty Woman? And Julia Roberts, she comes out of that boutique wearing a polka dot brown sleeveless dress. And it was like a brownish white polka dots. And oh my goodness, it was just a beautiful dress. I just love that dress. There's certain dresses that just stand out and make statements. But anyway, just polka dots in general just really are fun. They're a lot of fun. So are stripes. Stripes are fun. Let's rip that out. Let's just cut a bunch of pieces up. Whether or not I'm going to use them all, I don't know. But, and then this is really pretty, a pretty brocade type. Rip this way? No, I won't. Brocade type of pattern. Just make random cuts. And some of this came from a shirt, I believe. Yes, came from a Hawaiian shirt. Can't you tell? And I think even just this part, you know, all that shabbiness will be fun to have in the snippet roll. I'm sorry if I moved the camera. I didn't mean to keep... this doesn't... This could have been fun in there too, but it's right now it's just annoying me and in the way. Okay. So let's see. Let's do a few of those. And then there's another thing. There's this thing. This is part of a tablecloth, I believe. Was part of a tablecloth. So this would be cute on an edge or an end, kind of like this, like that. That would be real cute. And we want, that's lace. I'm gonna save. This was part of a napkin, I believe. And that would be fun on the edge like this too. All right, that's good enough. So what I like to do with fabric is I'll just I'll glue it and then I scrunch it. And I don't want to cover up the paper too much because then it takes away the beauty of the paper, the beauty of the print and all that kind of stuff. And then as you're going to sew, you've got your lace on here. As you're going to sew, if you see that you have the opportunity to scrunch it all up, go ahead. Yes, definitely scrunch away. And this. And remember, we're going to add some lace to all of this. Let's put a polka dot over here. Just like this. Just like that. Just scrunch it. So where is everyone from? Is anybody from the Northwest? Anyone? It'd be nice to kind of get together and have a junk journal party. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know anybody here that to do something like that with, so that's kind of part of the reason why I got into junk journaling. I mean, got into YouTube, doing my YouTube videos. It's not because of, you know, I'm, you know, an extrovert and wanted to get monetized and make money on YouTube. No, I really wanted to see who's out there, who else is interested, who wants to play. And what like-minded people are out there, you know. Here's a fun tip that I do with these when I have to clean my hands like this. I bought one of these at a estate sale, and I just rest this on there so that it doesn't, because it's so wet, you don't want it to touch any of your papers and make everything bleed, and you know, your inks bleed or anything like that. So I bought that little thing. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I want to say, actually, I think it goes like this, and it's an egg, one of those hard-boiled egg, soft-boiled egg holders. People don't do stuff like that anymore. Don't make soft-boiled eggs. You know, I think we're just kind of out of the loop when it comes to stuff like that now. The things that we used to do back in those olden days, and it just was fun. Though, I mean, it wasn't fun then. They did things out of necessity because they didn't have any other options, like, you know, microwaves and all that kind of stuff. So they did, you know, or automatic egg boiler, you know, that kind of a thing. But it was, now when you look back, it was probably it would be a good time for us now, but back then I bet it was quite a chore for a lot of the women that had to cook and do those things. Let's do these. Let's do these somewhere like that. Let's put some stripes. More stripes. Right here. Let's put this here now. Just kind of doing what I can to fill in some gaps where there's no fabric, and not putting everything so close together so that it's not too redundant, because a lot of times you're going to cut into this and you want to make sure that you have some of the stuff that you really like in what you're cutting, if that makes sense. And if you have any questions, oh, please ask. Please, please, please ask, because so far I have no comments. I barely get any likes. So I don't know if anyone's even watching, but I do see that people do view. I get all these views, but are they really viewing? You know, and I just, you know, it would just be nice to be able to interact with people who are like-minded, and it'd just be fun. Okay, let's put this over here. How about right here? Have that stick out like that. And have, whoops, this one came off somewhere. Let's put it right here. And let's put this right here. And let's put this one right in here. Okay, that should be good for now. And then now we're going to do the fun stuff. The lace. I love the lace. So don't ask me why. This used to be a scarf. One of those little, oh, remember this thread? I mean, we still use these kind of things for our toppers or whatever, for tags and such. But and people would still, you know, knit or crochet with this type of material, this type of thread. To me, it's just a little bit too tedious. And this stuff, this is from Esme. Just try to, it was kind of a challenge to sew around this as well. So, you know, I just went around very, very slowly to make sure there was, you know, I was able to do that still. Here's this piece of lace here. Actually, what a mess I'm making. Okay, I gotta clear some things out. This I'm gonna put over here. This is stuff I'm gonna use, and this is my scraps of fabric, which I'm just gonna put aside. Okay, now I feel much better. All right. Here, let's use this. Oh my gosh. I'm either really weak, or this is really tough. Vintage. This is supposed to be vintage, but you know, it's actually good right there, because that will cover the I mean, it doesn't cover the print so much. It's kind of see-through-ish, which is great. That's what we don't want the paper to fully get covered, because it's pretty. I like it. Jackson, that's mommy. That's mommy making that noise. My dog, Jackson. He's 14 years old, bless his heart. He is such a sweet baby. He's a standard poodle, and I just love him. He is my favorite ever. He's quite a character. If any of you know about us poodles, they are characters. Oh my God. They've got such funny personalities. Oh, look at this. Ooh, this is from a dress, a vintage dress that had all kinds of neat things like this. I want to do maybe just a little piece here and there. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. I love it. Okay, let's just do it like that. Oops. Put that there like this, and then put this like this. I don't know how I'm going to sew over that. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. More lace. Let's try different lace. Look at this, polka dots. I just love it. Polka dot lace, isn't that great? This too, I think this is from Esme. This, I believe, is from Esme. Again, check her out. Facebook, Crafty Me Shop. Crafty Me Shop, and let's do that. And you do need to have a PayPal account, and she does these pop-up shops every week, most of the week, on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She'll post pictures of her lace, and then you go in and you say me or yes, give me 2, or she's selling things by the yard, 2 please, or sometimes she'll sell bundles, and you have to be fast though. That's the one thing. Sometimes you do have to have fast internet, and because people will beat you to the punch. And but that's okay, because oh my goodness, I could buy just about all of her stuff, and I think my husband would kill me. So in a way, in a sense, it's saving me from spending when I don't get on there quick enough. So I'm not hurt too badly, unless it's something that I really, really want. I did win a vintage book, an antique book from 1865, I think, 1865 or something like that. And oh my goodness, it was only 25 bucks. Can you believe it? Guys, it's just so beautiful. And she ships right away. If you pay her right away, go on PayPal, you messenger her and you give her your PayPal account. And once she sends you the invoice, if you pay it right away, she ships, boom, really fast. She ships right away. So, but you have to pay that invoice right away too. So just to keep that in mind. If you miss that invoice deadline, it gets put into the next sale. So you end up, paying for the next time, the next sale for the next week. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've got loads of her lace. I can barely contain it all. And she is a straight shooter. I don't have to worry about anything, fishy about her. That's the one. She's an honest person, and she's hardworking. I really like her. Really, really like her. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. How did I manage not to put fabric on this? That's okay. We're going to put lace. Let's put a different kind of lace. Oh, let's put this kind. This too is from Esme. This is from Esme as well. Isn't that pretty? Crafty Me Shop. And no, I'm not a sponsor or anything like that. And I'm not I don't get a great deal, or, but I'm not on her design team. I don't have time to be on anyone's design team. Any I would love it, I don't think I would have the time, because I barely have time to just, do any videos, like this. So it's pretty, it's pretty hard to keep up. When I retire and I'm no longer working, then I would say, yes, sign me up. But as for right now, I am still working. I've got 4 more years left before I retire. And yeah, 4 more years left before I retire. And then we'll see what the next venture brings us. Just have to see. Don't know. Oh, this is just so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I want to use that for, this was a little baby doll dress, I think. I can put this part on there. I need to put more glue on, more lace on this. This is taking a lot longer than I expected to do. So you guys fast forward if you get bored. If you're bored with what I'm doing right now, just fast forward to the end. I totally get it. I understand. But I would love for you guys to leave a comment, like, subscribe. Hey, all you new subscribers, thank you so much for joining me in this crafty new venture, of junk journaling. Been junk journaling now for about, I want to say, what is that? I'm not sure I want to say 5 years. It was like around the pandemic time. So 20, so 6 years. Where'd that go? Okay, there it is. Yeah, it was about 6 years. So, and then I didn't start videoing much until much later. But I've been a paper crafter for many years. Started out with card making. I sold close to my heart. I was a close to my heart sales representative, and then I also sold, and I made cards, but I never did any craft fairs or anything, which is very surprising. But all along when you're working, it's just kind of hard to get everything together when you're working. So where's that last one? So with that being said, I've been crafting for a long time, between card making and sorry, I get distracted and then I can't think of what I was saying. Between card making and scrapbooking, and so we went through the scrapbook phase, and now people are just all into this junk journal phase, which there was art journaling too. I started with art journaling before. I started with junk journaling. No, I started with art journaling before junk journaling. And the junk journaling the art journaling kind of squirreled me into junk journaling, because it just kind of went from there. You know, I followed some people with art journaling that did art journaling, and it was a lot of fun. And I really got into that. And when you're, of course, you know how it is on YouTube, you go around and you kind of it takes you into a rabbit hole. Let's see, who did I follow next after that? Oh, I just know that I got into Pam from the Paper Outpost. She was my first one, and she made me laugh. She was pretty funny. And I want a different type of lace now. Oh, this is always, oh, this one. Yes, some bling. Oh, I must go through that. And okay, look at this too, is from Esme. I'm telling ya, I use a lot of her laces. This is from Esme as well. Crafty Me Shop, you gotta check her out if you haven't already. Oh, here, can use this too. God, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. Then I started following her, and oh my goodness, that took me into whole different level. You know, her paper bag journals were amazing. She was amazing, or is amazing. She does a fantastic job in so many things. So much stuff. So right now, this doesn't look that great until after you sew it. And it's like it's a collage full of things all put into a strip, basically. That's what it is. And it's so much fun to see how the collage comes together. Oh my goodness, that didn't stick very well. And the sequins are falling off. And I want this over here, like that. And see, it's better to work with big pieces, I'm telling you. Bigger pieces make things go together so much easier. I think maybe if I try gluing, and the reason why I glue is just for the simple fact of once I put things down, it will stay, and then when I sew, it will, I mean, it doesn't gunk up my needle, because by the time I'm done, it's all dry. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Guys and gals, friends, wonderful makers you are. And then I got into watching Leslie from Row House Journals. She is awesome. Also Donna from Paper House, Twisted Paper Studio. Donna. They're both doing workshops, and I wish I can go to any of their workshops, but you know, it's so far away. It's up in the East Coast or South. I think Leslie is in Texas, and actually Donna, I think, is going to have a workshop in Texas. And you know, flights aren't cheap these days. They're not, unfortunately. So I just have to kind of wait, and who knows, you know, maybe someday I can have my own workshop. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that will be my way of making some supplementing my retirement. I think that would be a fun way to supplement anyone's retirement. Anybody who loves to craft, anyway. So, if you love crafting, wonder what it'll be like, what we'll be into 4 years from now. If it's not junk journaling, what will it be? You know, probably crafting on clothes. I mean, they're already doing that. People are already starting to craft on clothes. Like, has anybody heard of Magnolia Pearl? Isn't it crazy how her clothes are just, they're so much fun, but holy moly, I don't think I could ever pay that much for a craft type of a clothing. It's kind of bohemian style. If you haven't looked it up, Magnolia Pearl. It's kind of a bohemian hippie style, kind of circusy style. I guess it's circusy. Sometimes it kind of reminds me of a circusy style. Sometimes those models that pop up on my feed, they're wearing these hats and stuff, and it kind of reminds me of clown hat. But anyway, you know, by the way, am I in, oh my goodness, it'd be terrible if this whole time I was not in the frame. Oh, let's see what else. Okay, come on. Oh, good. Got a good piece out of that. Okay, almost there, almost there. So now you can see why this is the everything bagel. I mean, the everything snippet roll. It has just about everything except for buttons, probably, but like vintage buttons. But you know, some people will add those later when you decorate an item, decorate your junk journal. You can add your snippet roll. I like to cut a piece of the snippet roll and a thin piece and put a word on top of it, you know, a saying, a sentiment. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Almost there, almost there. Look at that. That ribbons up really nice, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, I like that stuff. That's this here from this. I don't want to use this part. This is just so beautiful. I think I need to save that for something else. Don't you agree? instead of a snippet roll. Use it for something else. That won't bunch up, but it will when I sew onto it. Okay, I didn't want to use this. Let's go like this. Across. Maybe like that. We'll see how it bunches up. I mean, it doesn't seem to stick now, but I mean, I just need it just to stay there just a little bit. Just a little, just for a little while till I sew it. Okay. Almost there. Almost done. This. Another great place to find your stuff. Again, yard sales. A lot of people go through to thrift shops, but I tend to love going to, we get a lot of estate sales here. If you look into estatesale.net, or is it estatesale.org? estatesale.net, I believe. Yeah, estatesales.net. You will find, and you plug in your area, you will find estate sales. It'll come up in your area. And I'm pretty sure it's estatesales.net. And you will find, believe me, you will find wonderful treasures. Wonderful, wonderful treasures. Okay. So, I got all that. Now I'm going to sew everything up, and then I'll give you a close-up view. And let's see, is there anything, any pieces that I want to, any more? I think I want to add a little bit of this stuff. I want to add a little bit of this stuff right here. My hands are sticky, so there. Maybe another one right there. It just seems like it's just paper. Okay. All right. I will be right back. I'm going to sew this up. All I'm going to do is sew it, just do a curve, just like I did over here with this. Just going to curve it up. That's the back. And I will be right back. Okay, ladies, so this is what it looks like sewed. I had to kind of really cheat and not go too much through these. This was, my machine wouldn't have handled it. I would have broken a needle. I don't know, I'm not too proud of it. There's some, see, like I missed a couple of stitches there. And it just doesn't seem as full as I would like from like this one. So I don't know. I think I just need to add more. I need to add more lace on top and then sew on top again. But I think you got the gist of it. This is how I do my everything snippet rolls. And see, like this side looks much better, I think. It looks more full in comparison to this side, which looks a little bit bare. But and actually it's okay, because I can leave it this way and still cut a piece and then add as I go and do my journaling. So it's okay that it's a little bit bare, and I'm just going to leave it as is and roll it up in one of my spools. And if I roll up what the not so impressive side on the inside, maybe the outside will really be pretty. So let's see if I can get this rolled up here. That will probably need to be fixed. And yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge. I broke the thread. The thread broke a couple times. I had to go back and rethread. You know, this is not how I need to re-roll this. Need to re-roll. But it looks pretty like this, right? All right, well, I am going to re-roll this on here because to make it look a little bit neater. And then I'll see you the next time. We will be finishing up this journal and mainly adding some more, maybe some of the snippet roll to this ephemera from Ruby and Pearl. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed being with me today and seeing how I do my everything snippet roll. And may you always find kindness and keep it close to your heart. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.